Your tractor came from the factory with settings that were designed for emissions rules, fuel economy numbers, and government regulations, not necessarily long engine life. And right now, many of those settings are quietly adding wear to your engine, turbo, hydraulics, and transmission every single day. The scary part is that most owners never notice the damage until expensive problems finally appear. Today, we're going to talk about how these 12 hidden tractor settings are ruining your engine reliability and lifespan. Turn it off now. One of the biggest hidden problems is the automatic idle shutdown system on new tractors. On paper, it sounds smart. The tractor shuts off automatically after sitting idle for a short time to save fuel. But on farms or job sites, tractors often stop and restart constantly throughout the day. Every restart puts stress on the starter motor, battery, engine mounts, and internal components. Over thousands of cycles, that extra wear adds up much faster than many owners realize. Another major issue is long factory oil change intervals. Many newer tractors advertise extended oil service schedules because it makes ownership sound cheaper and easier during the sale. But heavy tractor work is very different from ideal testing conditions. Dust, heat, towing, loader work, and long idle periods all break down oil faster. Yet many owners keep following the dashboard reminder without questioning it. By the time the tractor asks for fresh oil, the engine may already be running on degraded fluid for far too long. Now here's something many tractor owners accidentally do every day: running in eco or economy mode under heavy load. Dealers often advertise eco mode as fuel-saving technology, but it can create another problem called engine lugging. The tractor tries holding lower RPMs while still carrying heavy loads. That means more strain on internal engine parts, especially during pulling, tilling, or climbing. Saving a little fuel today may slowly increase wear over several years of hard work. And speaking of hidden strain, regeneration settings create major frustration for many modern diesel tractors. These tractors use DPF systems that periodically burn off soot buildup inside the exhaust filter. But if regeneration cycles keep getting delayed because of short trips or light work, the filter slowly clogs more and more. Then the tractor starts overheating, losing power, or demanding forced regeneration cycles at the dealership. Many owners think something suddenly failed when the problem was building quietly for months. Now, here's another emissions-related issue dealers rarely explain properly: aggressive EGR tuning. Modern tractors recirculate exhaust gases back into the engine to reduce emissions. That helps satisfy regulations, but it also sends soot and carbon buildup back into important engine components over time. Slowly, the intake system gets dirtier and airflow becomes less efficient. The tractor may still run, but reliability and long-term engine cleanliness quietly get worse year after year. Another hidden setting that catches owners off guard is hydraulic temperature warnings being set too high. Many tractors don't warn you about overheating hydraulic fluid until temperatures are already dangerously high. But hydraulic systems are the heart of the modern tractor. They control loaders, steering, attachments, and lifting functions constantly during operation. Once hydraulic fluid overheats repeatedly, pumps and seals begin wearing out much faster, and those repairs become extremely expensive surprisingly quickly. Now let's talk about adaptive transmission learning systems. Many modern tractors learn your driving habits over time automatically. Sounds helpful, right? But if you drive gently all the time, the tractor may start shifting too early and holding gears too high under load. That keeps RPMs lower than ideal during difficult work conditions. Slowly, the engine and transmission experience extra strain because the tractor keeps trying to work harder at lower power ranges than it should. Here's another hidden habit ruining turbocharged tractors slowly: immediate shutdown after heavy work. Many owners finish pulling, mowing, or hauling and instantly turn the tractor off. But turbochargers stay extremely hot after hard operation. If the engine shuts down immediately, oil stops circulating while heat is still trapped inside the turbo system. Over time, oil residue can back into internal components and damage bearings or oil lines. Even letting the tractor idle briefly before shutdown can make a huge difference long term. Now comes something most owners never realize. Factory coolant warnings often activate too late. By the time the dashboard finally warns you about overheating, the engine may already have experienced harmful heat stress internally. Modern engines run hotter than older tractors because of emission systems and efficiency tuning. That means cooling problems become more dangerous much faster than before. A clogged radiator, weak fan, or low coolant level can quietly create engine stress long before warning lights appear. And this next hidden setting affects driveline lifespan more than many people think: automatic PTO engagement sensitivity. On some tractors, PTO systems engage too aggressively from the factory. Instead of gradually applying power, the PTO shocks the driveline suddenly during startup. Over years of operation, that repeated shock puts extra wear on shafts, gearboxes, and attachments. Most owners blame equipment failure later without realizing the engagement system itself may have contributed to the damage slowly over time. Now let's talk about factory fuel efficiency programming. Many newer tractors are tuned heavily for emissions targets and fuel economy numbers during testing, but that often reduces throttle response and airflow under demanding workloads. So instead of smooth power delivery, the engine sometimes works harder than necessary trying to maintain performance. Owners may notice sluggish throttle response, delayed acceleration, or the tractor struggling unexpectedly during difficult pulling situations. Finally, one of the most dangerous hidden settings of all: low oil pressure warning thresholds. Many tractors won't trigger an oil pressure warning until pressure drops to critically low levels, already damaging the engine internally. By the time the light finally appears, important engine components may have already experienced serious wear. And because many owners trust warning lights completely, they rarely monitor oil condition or pressure carefully themselves until problems finally become expensive enough to notice. At the end of the day, modern tractors are far more advanced than older machines ever were. But with that technology comes hidden systems, programming, and factory settings that many owners never fully understand. Some were designed for emissions compliance. Others were built for fuel economy targets or easier marketing during sales. But not all of them are ideal for long-term reliability under real farm work conditions. The good news is that once you know these hidden problems exist, you can start changing habits before serious damage happens. And sometimes, small changes today can add years to your tractor's life later.